Hey, what's up guys? I hope you're having a great time and having an amazing day. Here is hot and sunny and I hope you're enjoying the weather and going out to have fun. So today I'm going to show you how to link Photoshop into Premiere Pro and what are the different ways. I'm Jose Daniel and welcome back to another video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the oncoming videos, and you can go and check out my Instagram account as well. The link is in the description below. To import Photoshop in Premiere Pro, there are different ways and you can create an amazing and stunning titles and graphic into Premiere Pro linking Photoshop. So let's jump into Premiere Pro and see how it works. And here in Premiere Pro we are in assembly, so we are going to import our Photoshop file. So for that we are going to right click here and then let's say import, and we have here our files. We have the Photoshop and the Premiere Pro file. We are going to use the Photoshop file. So let's import it, and then here we can see what are the different ways to import the Photoshop. So we can see here we have merge all layers, merge layers, individual layers, and then a sequence. So let's check one by one and see what are the difference. So let's start with merge all layers, and here you can see all the layers that contain that Photoshop file. So let's press OK. And you can notice here we have the file with all the layers merged. If we double click, we can see here the source monitor, and we can see the Photoshop file and our composition. So now let's go and import the next thing and see what is the difference. Let's select the Photoshop, let's import, and now let's go for merge layers. Here in merge layers we can select the layers we want to import. In this case we are going to unselect the black background. So for that we are going to press OK then. Here you can see it's not too much different between the previous one, but when we double click the new one, we can see the black background, but that is for Premiere Pro. So you can go here in the settings and go for transparency grid, and you can see now is the transparency. If we click the previous one, you can notice the black background is there for Photoshop. You can go here in Photoshop and you can see that black background, we have it here. So let's go back to Premiere Pro and import it in a different way. So let's do import, let's select the Photoshop, and now let's select individual layers. In this case it's going to import all the layers and it's going to do it individually, making like video clips or video layers. And then we have here the footage dimension, where we can see the document size or layer size. What are the difference between them? So basically the document size is when we use in Photoshop, is the resolution we use. So if you use in this case HD resolution like 1920 by 1080, that is going to be the document's resolution for Photoshop. If you use different resolution, it will apply different. So that is the means with document size. So when you import into Premiere Pro using document size, it will keep the same resolution you are working in Premiere Pro as in, for example, if you're working HD in Premiere Pro, so in Photoshop you should work in the same resolution, right? HD. So if you use the document size, it will keep the same resolution into Premiere Pro, and all the layers, it will keep the position that you put into Photoshop. But when we use layer size, all the layers is going to appear in the middle of the screen, and then you have to redesign or reposition those individual layers. So it depends what you're looking for and what you really need to import them. In this case we are going to use document size to import our Photoshop document into Premiere Pro. So let's press OK. And now you can notice here Premiere Pro create a bin or a folder with 8 items. So if we double click, we can open and see all the individual layers for Photoshop. So we can see here the letters, and then here the lines, and then we have the background. So let's go back to project file and let's import the last thing. So let's select the Photoshop, import, and now we are going to use sequence in this time. You can notice here in the footage dimension you have document size and layer size as well. So let's go and use document size and select all of the layers and press OK. So in this time it's going to create another folder. You have now here 9 items instead of 8. So if we open the folder, you can see we have all the layers the same as before. but we have an extra layer. So you have here the sequence. You can know that for the symbol in the bottom of the right hand side. If you double click this one, it's going to open the sequence with all the layers there. It's going to create one video layer for one layer is using the document for Photoshop. So you can notice here, let's resize this. You can see here we have 8 different layers, and then is 5 seconds as setup, right? So for that you can go here for Premiere, and then go for preference, and then timeline. Here in the timeline you can see a still image default duration is 5 seconds. You can change that duration, but remember Photoshop is a still image as well. If you want to learn more about the preference settings, I explained that in another video. You can go and check it out here on the top and also in the description below. So let's carry on here and press OK. And now let's go and check with a video. So for example, let's import a video. I have one here. This one is 4K video, and we are going to create a new sequence. Let's go quickly here, create a new one. So we are using 1080. So let's press OK. We have here our sequence, and let's import this video into the timeline. Just get existing settings. This is asking that because that video is 4K, but we are using HD. So if you will go here back into the sequence for our Photoshop, we just select all of them except for the background, that is this one here on the bottom. Holding Shift you can unselect it, and then press Command C, or you can go right click and then say copy and open the sequence where we have our video. We are going to enable this one and then turn on this one here on the top, and you can notice now we have only 3 video layers. When we paste our Photoshop layers, you can notice that Premiere Pro, you can see now Premiere Pro is creating all the video layers is needed to cover those files. You can see here our titles and our design. What is the good thing of this? If we go to Photoshop, let's open Photoshop, and then let's select this layer here, is this line on the bottom, and we are going to select this to be able to change the colors of our shape. For let's say we are going to use green, and we are going to select this letter, for example the star, and we are going to increase the size. Let's increase it not too much. We increase the size of the letter, and let's say we are going to change the color as well. Let's do it green as well. If you don't save the document, Photoshop is not going to make any change into Premiere Pro, but once you save the document, it will make the change into Premiere Pro. So for that we are going to do Command S or Control S, or you can go here on the top where it says File and just save. Now if we go to Premiere Pro, you can see what are the changes. You can see now the letter is bigger, is green as we did in Photoshop, and the bottom line is green as well. So if we go back to Premiere Photoshop, let's do another color. For example, let's select a blue one, and now this line, let's do it, let's keep it as it was. Let's go for yellow, and you have it there. So then we go File and we save. If we go back to Premiere Pro, you can notice when it updates, it will make the change. And that is how you use Photoshop in Premiere Pro. Remember, Photoshop is always linked into Premiere Pro, so that is the reason when we modify into Photoshop, it will modify as well in Premiere Pro once we save the document in Photoshop. And once you have your title there, you can modify the duration into the timeline, and you can create some animations to make more dynamic your titles. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you like this video. Leave your comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. I will make a video where you can modify and make some animations to your title using this same technique, Photoshop into Premiere Pro, and how you can use animations to create more dynamic titles. So I hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.